Once more, hello everyone. This will be my last video, and it is going to be answering extra practice question 2, part C and D. So let's just jump right back into it. Question C asks, what would dollar sales be at the break-even point if variable overhead increased by $9,500? All right, so like every other question, we'll start with the formula. And now, do we make the formula equal 0 or do we make it equal income? Well, in part C, the question is asking for break-even point. So we know that the formula must have to equal 0. Now the question asks, what would be the break-even point if variable overhead increases by $9,500? So we know variable overhead is at $50,500. We totaled variable costs in part A to equal $200,500. Variable overhead is now going up by $9,500. So if we add $9,500 to our variable overhead, it's going to increase our total variable costs by $9,500. So let's add $9,500 to total variable costs, which we know to be $200,500. And when we do that, we arrive at a new total variable costs at $210,000 even. Now, the number that we need to put in our formula, you'll remember, is variable costs per unit. So in order to turn these total variable costs into variable costs per unit, again, we have to divide by the number of units sold, which we know in question 2 to be 10,000 units. So let's divide by 10,000, and we arrive at unit variable costs, $21. Now, does this make sense? In the original question, we had calculated that unit variable costs were $20.05. In part C, we note that variable overhead is increasing by $9,500. So it makes sense that the unit variable cost would go up, and in this case it has, to $21. And so now that we know unit variable costs, we can plug in the other values that we know, solve for x, and we'll have our answer. So let's do that now. The selling price hasn't changed. We've been given no new information, so we should assume that it's staying the same at $25 a unit. We'll be solving for x, so we'll leave that alone. We've just determined that our new variable costs per unit are $21 per unit, and we'll put in the x. And total fixed costs, nothing's changing. So, like we calculated in part A, they are $34,500. And this will all equal 0 at the break-even point. So let's subtract $25 minus $21 is $4. X. Don't forget the x. And we'll move the 34,500 to the other side of the equal sign, causing it to become positive. And now we'll isolate x by dividing both sides by 4. These will eliminate, and 34,500 divided by 4 is equal to 8,625 units, right? Because we're solving for x, and x is always listed in units. Now, does the question ask for break-even in units or dollars? It asks for break-even sales dollars, correct. So, in order to get sales dollars, like we did in the last question, we have to multiply by the sales price, which is $25 a unit. And when we do that, we arrive at a break-even sales volume of 200, or break-even sales in dollars at 215,625. So that is the answer for question 2C. Moving on to question 2D, What would be the operating income if projected unit sales increased by 30%? Well, we know that unit sales currently are 10,000 units. So if we need to increase unit sales by 30%, let's do that and figure out what new unit sales will be. So 10,000 times 0.3 leaves us with 10,000 plus 0.3, 3,000. So our new unit sales are 13,000 units. Now this question is asking what will be the operating income. So let's return to our formula. Sales price times the number of units produced and sold minus variable costs times the number of units produced and sold minus total fixed costs in dollars. And now, because it's asking for operating income, we'll make the formula equal to income. Now all we need to do is solve for each of these variables, do the math, and we'll have our income. So sales price, again, no new information has been given, so we'll leave it as is. Our volume has gone up by, what, 30%, which we just figured out, so our new volume is at now 13,000 units. Variable costs haven't changed. You'll recall that in our original set of information, which was listed in 2A, variable costs were $20.05, so we'll put that back in. And X again is equal to 13,000. And total fixed costs, nothing's changing. We originally calculated them to be 34,500. And again, this is going to equal our income. So now we just have to solve the math. So $25 times 13,000 units is $325,000 in sales. 20.05 times 13,000 units is $260,650 in total variable costs. And again, we've got our 34,500 in fixed costs. This equals income. Therefore, income is equal to 325,000. Oops. See how careful you have to be with the calculator. Minus 260,650 minus 34,500. And income is $29,850. And that is how you solve question 2D. And that brings us to the end of our video answers. Good luck, everyone. Study hard, and we'll see you on Wednesday.